such an asshole.
Going to continue banging these out here because it doesn't get to. Is there a government program that does my work for me? Hi, Aaron. Hope all is well. I'm going to do my best to keep this email concise. I am 25 years old with a bachelor's degree in business. Worthless. Upon graduating, I have done my best to work my way into the healthcare industry. I currently work as a something to a. You have a position to a division or a titled person. I am an assistant manager for department. Golly, this just makes my point even more. So why are you not only down the totem pole so far, but so far removed from the actual company itself? You are an assistant manager for a contract company that the main institution hires. I work about 13 hours a day for the night shift and deal with a lot of office drama. To move up in the field, you would have to relocate to another location, usually in the middle of nowhere in an unenvied state to be considered a director. My current salary is $55,000. I'd stop right here. All right. Now, $55,000 at one time, and one time I mean like 2-3 years ago, meant something. With inflation, that's like 35 grand. And you guys have got to stop confusing titles. Let me. Titles are not important. It's how much do they pay you for 1 hour of your time? That's it. What do you get in exchange for your finite life? That's it. I see not everyone, but a fair amount of you like, but then I can make assistant reserve deputy person. Well, what's the pay? 42,000? No. No. If you have a title like director and you're only making 55 grand, you're in the wrong field. And I see a lot of you guys, especially starting out, younger people, if I work hard, I can like make 50 grand a year, which is actually below median income right now in the United States, I believe. And the point I was going to make, it's like working at a Verizon cell phone store. It would be any cell phone store, but Verizon is by far the worst. All these people who barely graduated from high school and like, well, if you get into our program, you can maybe be assistant business manager nighttime. And you go in there like, man, they'll take anyone. By the way, Verizon, your employees are pretty unethical and you're a pretty lousy company. And the only reason I have you is because you have slightly better reception than others. But I look at that and it's like you're king of the pigs. You're lord of the flies. You lay the best turd. And this only corroborates what I suspected, that you're in an environment where like, ooh, maybe I get to be queen bee of Feces Hill. You're the most popular person in high school. High school is not a pile of crap you want to be on top of. I like high school, you should be wanting to get out of this profession or field. I know it maybe makes ends meet for now, but I would not be hanging my hat in this profession where a director, a senior level individual makes $55,000 a year, working 13 hours a day at nights. With benefits package not covering a lot. The office culture is a little rough where a lot of my other managers are younger women with no education who gossip and play a lot of office politics. Okay, so it is like Verizon. It is like any lowly ranked, we'll take anyone. You're going to deal with gossip girls? This is high school. You didn't even leave high school. You just went to a place where you get paid, but it's still high school, right? The work culture could be a little rough, also managing employees who don't care about their job. The job I am currently being offered is by a company called Bleh. I would work as a recruiter to help a particular trade and profession find jobs. The base salary is 45, and I get a 6% gross commission on every placement that I recruit. All right. And there's nothing wrong with recruiting. Nothing wrong. Maybe you become a great recruiter. You make 6 figures, Absolutely try your hand at this. But you're a recruiter. Ooh, you're not an actual merchant. What was it the guys all went into from security? It was like I couldn't find a job, so I became EMS. Was that it? EMT? Was it EMT? Maybe you become a maybe you become a personal trainer too, or what was the other one? Oh, you could become a realtor. Whatever it is that these horribly sideways moves that don't require any skill or trade, and so you're either going to get lucky and like you really are a good salesman, you fit into corporate recruiting, cool, awesome. But if this doesn't work, you're going to knock it off with this low grade crap. Ooh, maybe I can become a realtor. Maybe I can pursue a job that avoids work and going back to school and getting a real skill or trade. The director I interviewed said after 1 year, my commissions will be around 6,000 a month and growing if I maintain my contract. Say, yeah, okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see. This role also offers better health insurance. This role is also an hour away from my current city. I would need to relocate. Side note, there's a possibility if I stay with the current company, I can work for blank in the future that would require relocation. You could work for a lousy department within this industry. Why would you care to work there? So what? Yay. Please let me know, blah, blah, blah. And so I asked him, I said, my main question is why are you aiming so low and not going back to college getting an accounting degree? I've considered going back to school, but to become a radiology tech, the main issue I have is dealing with office politics. I got passed up from moving to the morning shift by another manager, a young blonde with no education or experience who will follow my boss around all day, and I will be expected to do their work and more with no appreciation, just being ridiculed in front of my team over petty things. Sent that payment, bye-bye, happy Easter. Okay. I would leave this current job. Not because there's anything inherently wrong with it, but because these type of jobs are where people go to not have a career. You will not have a profession. And you're going to deal with corporate office politics where hot blondes with big kazooms get promoted over you. Because I've painted this analogy before, because you're in the trenches. And because you didn't get a real career, a real degree, people who don't get real degrees and real training and real professions or real jobs or real trades get to go into the morass. You get sent into the trenches. And what happens in the trenches? You get to deal with trench-like things. Trench foot, constantly being wet and cold. Mustard gas, continuing on the World War I. Why? Because you're frontline troops. You're nothing. You're expendable. You have no skill or a trade. Now, the analogy breaks down a little bit where I would say, well, you want to be a pilot. Well, they had even worse death rates, I think, than the guys in the trenches. But the point I point out is you don't want to be stuck in those trenches. You want to be flying above the foray. And the quickest way to do that is to have an invaluable skill or trade. And the litmus test to tell whether or not you have an adequately skilled trade or ability is when you don't have to talk to HR. When they say, hey, we heard about you, we'd like you to come in and work. You think heart surgeons talk to HR? You think linemen go in and talk to Tina in the HR department? No, they don't. I hear you need a lineman. I hear you need this. I hear you need that. I'm your guy. Matter of fact, I'm the only guy for 300 miles. Now, you're going to pay me my fee or what? But see, if you're dealing with the politics and the office drama of a Verizon cell phone store, or maybe you get sales commissions, or like here, the recruiting office, which again, I'm not against, or what's it called? The gym guy. Maybe you get enough clients and you can make yourself $70,000 a year. Maybe, just maybe. And all you're doing is wasting time in these places that have no future. The career's not going to go anywhere. It's got the feces of office politics. You're mired. You're wallowing in the pigs and the filth and the mud and their poop. Maybe I get to go on the slightly higher part of the mud pit while I'm rolling around with the pigs in mud. Maybe I could be the assistant nighttime director and make $53,000 a year and not get health care. And you all need to like step back, because this isn't World War I where you're being drafted. You got to force to go fight and die. You get a choice. You get a choice early on. Am I going to go the high road or the low road? I don't know why you chose business. Probably because you had a ballless, sackless wonder of a dad. Like, whatever your mother says, it's fine. Money will follow. He's finding himself mired in pig crap. But you got to go back. You have to go back for a real skill or a trade, or it's going to be this same crap all over. Now, the only reason I would recommend you stay in the trenches, as it were, whether that's your current job, you're working in the new department, you decide, I want to go work for Verizon because I hate myself. You want to be a personal trainer, or you want to be this recruiter. Okay. Go be the recruiter. See how it works. It might work. You might fit. But if you're not making decent money and there's corporate politics and BS, you need to get out, maybe keep your job, but you need to go back to school. And I like your radiology tech, that you go in, you do your thing. It seems relatively apolitical. You know, I run this machine. I don't deal with the CNA nurses. I don't deal with the ass wipers. I don't deal with the drama and the politics of low-rank nursing. But for everyone, yourself included, listening guys, you gotta escape the pigsty. You gotta escape the pig pen of employment. You gotta fly above the chaos so that it's more efficient. You're not making your $25 an hour and dealing with complaints from Karen and getting passed over for a promotion to a job you probably don't want anyway, where at max, maybe after 25 years, you might make 75 grand a year. You might be able to support a family on that, but you'll be 50 years old by that time. Or do you want to not deal with it? Do you want to Josh Fluke up and you don't deal with HR? You don't deal with corporate. You are so indispensable. You have such a valuable skill. They have to treat you with basic respect. So you don't deal with office politics. You don't do it with Karen and HR. No, I'm not sitting into your diversity and hate white dick studies. We're not dealing. I don't deal with that. I'm the one brain surgeon for a 500-mile radius. I'm not doing your stupid games. I come here to patch brains back together, and you get the F out of my way and you shut the F up. No, I'm not going to the company picnic. No, I'm not going to sensitivity training. I run electricity over that mountain because all your women in HR are fat, ugly ass sows that couldn't walk 10 feet uphill, let alone the 1,000 feet to get that wire over it. They use helicopters for it, by the way, now. And you are going to waste, you all think it's the easy way. You all think, well, I'm majoring in sales. This will be fun. And you're all going to waste more time, effort, and energy doing it this way, which is the hard way, than if you took your lumps up front, became a CPA, and then when you went into the labor market, it's like, all right, who's going to fight over me? And then you can have self-respect because they need you more than you need them. Well, I remember towards the end of my career, I was like, I'm not interviewing with HR. People are like, oh, we'd like to interview you. I'm like, because I did have some good skills. I did have some sought out experience. Once you pass that magic 10 years, then, you might be management material. No, I'm really not. I'm leadership material, but not management. And they come in and, well, we got a position over here for an underwriter, credit analyst, VP, this or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. Do I have to interview with HR? Well, yeah, I'm not interested. Have the hiring manager contact me directly if they're interested. Never happened. But I don't deal with HR. I even said, like, is it a boomer boss? What do you mean? Like, is the boss a boomer? Is that back at the time? Is that individual over 45 years old? Well, yeah, I'm not interested. Because by that time, I I have rental property and things are finally paying off with my frugality. But you don't deal with HR. You don't deal with office politics. You don't deal with night. I got this guy, he was doing footwork. He was delivering, walking 8 to 12 miles a day. His legs are starting to go. You know, if he was the indispensable IT guy, he goes, I don't have to do this. Bye. And your life is easier. That's the easy way. So learn to become a pilot in World War I. Learn to become, I don't know, a battleship captain or something. Don't just mail it in with a degree in business. Develop an indispensable skill so you are not mired with the pigs in mud. You are not talking to Karen in HR. You're not, we had a complaint against you. You know, a customer was being really fat and loud and rude. You told her to F off. You know, we're not that here at the Verizon family. You're a brain surgeon? Hey, shut up. You want your husband to live or not? Get out of here. You told the wife to shut up. Does she want her husband to live? Probably not. She probably doesn't want her. Do you want to live or not? Yeah, I'm the most indispensable person in this room. You all shut up. You will pay respect to me, and you will pay it not by kissing the ring or washing my feet. You'll do it by simply shutting the F up and letting me do my job and getting out of my way, which I think that's all any worker wants. But you don't have that. So you go ahead. I think you should take because you have a daytime shift then. Go be a corporate recruiter. Go do that. See if it works. But the very next thing you do, if you get that job, is you're going to go and take a class a night online at accredited college, working towards your degree in accounting. And then you ideally would get your CPA. And you never have to deal with, well, Tina over in whatever baking department said that I didn't, and I doing it. And then, I was saying, sister, you better look out. You're disrespecting me. Oh, if you hear she's disrespecting me, out. You're in the trenches. You're in the trenches. Oh, this guy, he was Aaron, watching you from India. Have seen quite a few of your videos. I like your blunt responses to call a spade a spade. Well, thank you, Bashkar. Is the H silent? Bashkar. I think Bashkar. Oh, Michael look who's here. Host of noncommunistsciencefiction.com. If you guys are looking for a science fiction book to read, may I recommend Michael Kingswood at noncommunistsciencefiction.com, where he has a lot of books, a lot. $5, only 70,000. I make more than that driving for Uber and Lyft. I know. I keep telling these guys, I can't find a job. Get an Uber. Just come on, guys. Go on the internet and search. Josh Fluke has went through a rough time and still is. Yeah, Josh didn't have an easy life. I think his dad passed away early. Josh is legit. Legit. But it's good to see him punch it back at corporate America. That's awesome. All right, that's it. Questions, answers. AssholeConsulting.com. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.